I got for selling me clothes, up for selling me blanket. If ever I list for the soldier again, devil shall be me sergeant.
Right, ladies and gents, good afternoon. Obviously, a short while ago, Darren obviously mentioned in the video that his wife had, there was an attempted mugging, which I'm afraid is, it seems to be on the increase now. And at the time, it put me in mind to do a sort of a crime prevention or sort of safety type of sort of video. At the time, my mind was all over the place. I had a lot of things going on, and obviously it's going to get done now. So ladies and gents, there is ways that you can help put people off trying to mug you, and things that you can do to help you if you do find yourself in a situation that's untoward, that you're not happy with. I'm going to use Mrs. Tightwad's handbag here, and we'll start with that. I'm just going to do a quick video out here and take it inside, because there's loads of people, the neighbours, all doing DIY and stuff like that. So ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about a lady's handbag, okay? Here's Mrs. Tightwad's handbag, and you'll notice that it's got a nice strap on it. So when Mrs. Tightwad, is walking about at any time, this is how she has her bag. It's in front of her so she can see it. The strap is securing it to her body. Do you think you could grab this and run off if you was a mugger, a pickpocket, or you was somebody that needed £40 because you need your fix for the day? Because that's the sort of people who do this shit. And I didn't mean to swear there. Actually, no, it's not going to be very easy to get off me, is it? If you're carrying your bag like that as you walk down, across the car parks, whatever, you can grab that and pull that away. And again, if the person is holding it like that in the hand, it can be grabbed and pulled away. Oh, there we go. So I'm going to put this back on. Little negligent discharge there. The old soldiers will know what I mean by there. Another way, when you're going from A to B, you've paid for something in a shop or a cash point, you put your purse, pull it all up. Before you turn around, don't worry about who's behind you, okay? Put it in your bag, zip up your bag, and then do your bag up, and then make sure it's in front of you, and away you go, okay? Anybody looking at it will think, well, you've made yourself less of a target. There's always an old saying, what the eye can't see, the heart can't take a fancy to, okay? So again, bag's always done up, and ladies and gents, they all need to be zipped up inside, as this one, all the time when you're going from A to B, okay? That's fairly simple stuff. I just wish it happened all the time, and it doesn't, okay? On the outside of the bag, as you'll see now, there is a small attack alarm, okay? I'm going to give you details of where to go and get these. They cost in the region of £3, okay? And there's one salient thing to say about these things. There's no use having one and having it in the bottom of the bag, okay, where you can't instantly put your hand on it. So I've rigged this up with a couple of keyring things and a little chain keyring. I'll show you in a lot of detail inside. So at any time, it needs to be on the outside of a bag, quickly accessible, because if somebody says, give me your effing money, you can't be rummaging around in that bag trying to find this thing, okay? It's either it's got to be here. And the easiest thing, I've rigged that up, okay? So all I need to do is just do this. Now the two things are going to happen now. The person trying to mug me is going to get a bit of a start and hopefully leg it. And anybody around me will hear the noise and look towards me and come and render assistance, okay? I certainly always would, and I'm sure most everybody that's going to watch my YouTube video would go to the assistance of somebody when that alarm goes off. It is very, very loud, okay? And there is something else. I want you to imagine now, I'm in a shop, okay? I'm Mrs. Miggins, and I'm in a shop, and it might be your mum, your gran, your daughters, your wives, and I'm paying for something at Tesco's. There's somebody stood there, sees me purse. They're looking for a likely target to walk behind across the car park and just to grab their money, grab their purse. So obviously, as I said, the bag needs to be locked, zip done up. So just tell me now, do you think if you're a pickpocket or you want to stick your hand in my purse, my bag which I've left open, and reach in there and grab that bag, grab me purse, do you think you can do that? Some people may think this looks a little daft. I think it's daft if you let somebody walk away with your purse, okay, or it drops out your bag, because again it's secure to your bag. And again, I'll show you this when we get inside, okay. It's easy to attach to any purse or wallet. I've actually got one attached to my wallet, but there I am. I've paid for my stuff, or I've got my money at the cash point. I put it all in, I put it away, I've zipped my bag up, which is you need to do and need to get into the habit of doing. Do you now, as a pickpocket or a purse thief, think you can get that purse very easy? No, there's more attractive targets. Okay, they will not go for you. They will not be able to get that purse away from you. So, ladies and gentlemen, there is the external part of the bag. And just while I'm up here, neighbours doing stuff, is here is my wallet. Okay, and there's a small little carabiner. I attach it to my belt loops, and ladies can do that and put that in their pockets as well. My wife could actually put that in a coat pocket and then actually attach it to the inside, or you know, like a button thing. Well, as long as there's that clip, you can attach it to almost anywhere. Okay, ladies and gents, and here is my purse. My wallet empty because I'm a married man. But there you go. So if I lose it out of one of my pockets, and I did do that once, I'll tell you a little story now. I went to a boot fair, Marks Farm, got out the car, felt something bang against me leg, looked down, and there was me wallet. At that day, because I was going into Colchester, I had 70 odd quid in that wallet, which is very unusual, as I say, being a married man. So this saved me, not only from theft, what I'm paying. Do you reckon you can grab my wallet and run away with it quickly? No, you can't. So if you're looking for an easy target, it's not going to be easy. But that saved me from losing 70 quid. On that, ladies and gents, I'll leave that now and I'll bring you inside. Right, ladies and gents, brought you back inside. Always away, neighbours are doing a bit of DIY and so forth. I'll keep going with this. Just going to give you a bit of a close-up on the old alarm. Like I say, a couple of quid these things cost. As it comes in a little box, and attached to it, I've made a few modifications to mine, which I'll show you now. It comes a little neck lanyard, so this can go around people's necks. Okay. Also a good place that they can be kept upon the person. There's one of my old defunct rear of the IDs, but that alarm, if somebody's at work, a lot of people have these at work now, could be attached to there. So you know, for a couple of £3 you could have one that's on the ID card. You know, Mrs. Miggins pops out into the town for lunch, you know, gets a Tesco sandwich or whatever, something happens, she's still got the alarm on her and one on the bag. So it's kind of like these things that cost less than a cup of coffee on the high street, so it's well worth getting to. All I've done on here is a couple of little key ring things, is attached it to the outside of the bag. Okay, I've got a little pull tab on it. I'm not going to pull it down now. You'll know what it sounds like when in closed space. It's very, very loud, very ear piercing. This is absolutely useless if it's in a pocket or it's in the bottom of that bag, because if somebody shouts out, give me all your money or else, you can't go fumbling in the bag. But as you saw me over there, all that person needs to do is grab hold of that, which is very easy. This didn't come with it, I've attached that to it. You can get off any stall, these are the little key ring chains, most of these ones are given away. Or a sort of the little key ring things, you know, can't remember what they're called now anyway, but they come with, you can put all your keys on them, and even if you wanted to, pink, you know, if it's for a lady, it doesn't want to be too outlandish, I'm sure, but this is just Mrs. Miggins' everyday bag. Okay, this is the one she'll be using almost 95% of the time. Again, she has a little bag if we're going out somewhere posh. But you can even have a little paracord pull there, if that makes sense, you know, where they thread them in. So that is the actual attack alarm. You've heard it going outside. I'm not going to put it on the inside here. The only thing of worth with it is it's on the outside and it's readily accessible to pull down the moment somebody feels they're not happy with a situation. Loud piercing noise will have two things. Hopefully the person, it would be spooked and leg it, or certainly more chance of is people coming to your assistance, or at the very least you having witnesses to what's gone on. So these things absolutely brilliant. Now let's just have a look. I think Rob McKenzie, Sean Hawkins, hope you don't mind me mentioning them. Obviously I know and I've met, you both got, you know, young kids. Rob's got a couple of girls that's going to school now, and upper and lower school. These things, I'm going to send you to a site. It's just a site that I've googled quite quickly, purse attack alarms. They seem to have all the gear, very, very well thought out site. The prices are very reasonable, but I would be happy to use this site, but I'm going to drop a link in so you've got a starting point. You can Google all you want and get them from where you want. These things now are absolutely brilliant, because what I would like to see, and I think is a very, very good idea, these even come exactly the same, but the actual plastic outer is like a bunny rabbit, or it's like a teddy bear. So these can be put onto young children's apparel. Now, however, do you know, like if that was their school bag, okay, you could have one of them on their school bags, or do you know, like the shoulder straps. It's very easy to rig these up, lads. I'm not going to insult anybody's intelligence. So that would just be hanging from the rucksack strap, and any problems, they just pull down, very loud noise, and somebody will come to their assistance. Okay, they come in different colours, so you can have like a pink teddy bear if you wanted one, if you've got a little girl or a little boy. It wouldn't really matter, but I think it's a good idea to have one of these readily accessible, or maybe on a rucksack, or you can click them to the belt loops quite easily on boys' trousers and so forth. For the moment the child feels in any way unhappy, all they've got to do is reach down, pull that, okay. These don't come with it, ladies and gents. That's I'm really making a point there. I just think it's easy just to have that there, just to pull down. So I can't see no reason why you wouldn't want your kids to have one of these. And to be perfectly honest, they're small, they're unobtrusive, and you see this, and I'll show you it better in a moment. Do you know the zip pull, the thing you pull a zip down? This can be threaded through the little hole in there, and I'll show you one in a little bit more detail later on, and attached to the front of a kid's anorak. So they can actually use the thing to pull it up and down as a pull chain. And again, you know, it's cold, it's dark, they're coming home from school, something they're not happy about, they can just reach to the front and then pull it quite quickly. So hopefully you can see the value in them, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to say that's going to prevent anybody doing anything to you, but it will certainly be a reassurance to you that the moment you're not happy about something, either a male or female, or especially a young child, knows that they can pull it and it will make a difference. Either somebody will come and help, the person will run off, or they'll at very least to be witnesses as to what's going on, because you've made them look over to you and you've got the problem. So I'll cover that there. And like I say, I'm going to drop a link to a site that's selling them here in the UK. Ladies and gents, obviously handbag at all time, strap over the shoulder, done up, zipped up. If you don't zip your bags up, they can see it and you're going to make yourself a target, an easy target. All I'm trying to do here is make you less of a target for anybody who wants to take the purse or mug you. Obviously always done up, and as we'll see here, Mrs. Miggins, my wife's purse. And these are keychains, okay? You can get them in metal, they don't have to come in such outlandish colours. As you see on my one, I've got it and it's in black, okay? It's attached to the purse via the zip pull on my wife's purse. I've got to drop all her money out, and that's how it's. I'll take a picture of that so you can see how it's done. And again, it's only one of the little keychain things that goes on there. Now you may be thinking, ooh, that is plastic, that is plastic, that is not going to be too strong. Well actually, ladies and gentlemen, there's probably a good reason for that. Because if you have some idiot and they do grab the purse, okay, and your loved one is attached to it, at some point, okay, and this is if they've got the purse, at some point, if I drag that now, okay, that will break either there or there. It really is really strong. It's going to help handle a dropping and all that. But at some point, if somebody's determined to get this purse, what I don't want to see, and I'm sure you don't, is your loved one being dragged along or dragged to the floor by this. So this will give at some point. This is a visual deterrent to anybody trying to steal that purse, okay? And in itself, it's very strong, but it will give if somebody's determined and they've got it and they're trying to drag it away. Okay, it's easy with a little dog clip to clip that on and off into different bags. And if my missus is going to put this in her coat pocket, she'll do exactly the same. It'll go into the coat pocket, and you can quite simply just attach it to a pocket, a clip. Or do you know, like a buttonhole? I haven't got a buttonhole on me. If there's a buttonhole there, it can be attached to the buttonhole. Again, attached to the body at all times. I'm just going to move the bag for a moment, because we're going to have a look inside the purse. And I'm just going to come back and make sure that's in shot. I'm sure it will be. Yeah, excellent. Right, ladies and gents, now I'm just going to take a detailed look at the purse. As we see, we know what these are. These are keychains. You can get these on any high street for like 50 pence. And again, the site does sell things like this and that as well. Well worth having. It needs to be attached to the purse, and I've done that via a ring pull, and you see there, that's the zip pull, and I've attached it just by pushing it round there. We'll show you how to put keys on a keychain, but all I've done there is put that on a zip pull. Now with the little alarms, you can get the little pink ones, even look like bunny rabbits. It's a good way of attaching one to your kid's jacket, or again, you know, like the shoulder strap of maybe a rucksack or their bag and that as well. They don't come in landish colours like that. You can get blues, dark greens, and myself, I've got a black one on my wallet. But this needs to be clipped on the inside of a bag, okay? And normally on the keychains you can do it just like that, okay? So it's keeping the purse attached to the bag at all times. Now when we look inside a purse, it does happen. I'm going to use an example of my old mum, God rest her soul. You know, she was getting on a little bit. She could never remember her PIN number. So I'll just take you through a little idea that came to me. You know, in the army we have this saying, if you've got to hide something, camouflage, hide it in plain sight. So inside of a purse of, you know, ladies of any age, it's always good to have these things. Carry a little list of taxi numbers, so if something happens and you need to get home, maybe a young lady's come out of a pub or club, you know, her mates have copped off with somebody, she's now on her own. What she doesn't want to do is just flag down anybody that's coming down the road that looks like a taxi or a minicab. She needs to phone an established taxi cab, one that's been verified as viable, if that makes sense. There's a list of telephone numbers. Everybody should carry these. These are all local to your area, and you know they're all trustworthy. So we're not flagging down, you know, taxi drivers that may not actually be taxi drivers. So that's a good thing to have in there. Now, most of these are store cards or discount cards my wife carries there. She only ever carries the one Visa card in there. And what you don't want to do, and you know, like my old mum, she could never remember her PIN number, 4-digit number. So what I did, I hid it in plain sight, okay? Now there is no reason why inside a wallet or a handbag or a jacket pocket, especially at times if somebody's getting on a little bit and they may take a funny turn, or somebody's diabetic or they've got a medical problem, to have some contact numbers in here. I'm going to bring you closer now because I want to explain this piece of paper, so just give us a sec. Right ladies, as I said, inside of a purse, a handbag, a jacket pocket or wallet, it's not a bad idea having some contact details of your very important person. I hate to say next of kin, especially if somebody's getting old or forgetful, or maybe they've got some sort of medical condition, because the first thing the emergency services are going to contact is probably you, their most important person. This is an example, I've just done this, all these numbers are fictitious, ladies and gents, and so are the names. A list that I did for my mum, obviously I did it with sticky back plastic, which we all know you can get from the pound shop, and my mum used to carry this in her purse at all times. It's ever so annoying when it does that. Hopefully that's coming out, just make sure. Okay, yeah. Now, Dr. Tun. So anybody, an ambulance service will actually love being able to quickly contact your doctor should there be a problem with you. And you don't have to be an elderly person. If you've got a medical problem, that will tell them exactly what they want to know very, very quickly. Okay, obviously, so what I did for my mum, and these aren't the names, everything's fictitious here. There was like Rob, there was a mobile number, Sandra, there was a mobile number, which would have been my sister, Eddie, that would have been me, a mobile number, and Anne, and there was a mobile number. So these were like some simple contact details for anybody, be there security, shop staff, medical services, or the police, or whatever. They can contact you very, very quickly. Okay, bearing in mind you might have all these numbers on your mobiles, but most mobiles you have to have, they have a number code and to open them. So ladies and gentlemen, that's not a bad idea at all. Okay, especially if it's somebody's elderly or forgetful or has funny turns. I need you now to look at Anne, okay? And that was the actual name I used. My mum didn't know anybody called Anne, and neither did we. This number was fictitious, as this one is. Now, it's called hiding something in plain sight. I want you to imagine now that you've got this purse, you've got that credit card, and you're looking for a PIN number. And unfortunately, a large amount of people carry the PIN number either in the bag or the purse, and they can get up to £200 or £300 out at once. Okay, so if you ever lose your cards or your purse, think about that straight away. Cancel in your credit cards, okay? But back to this number, Anne, okay? Anne was a fictitious purpose. Now, my old mum knew that she could never remember, or she couldn't remember her PIN number, before she got to the cash point card, the cash point, for a PIN number, Anne and this number were completely fictitious. But you see the last 4 numbers, which is going to be 7550 here, and it can be anywhere in this number code, okay, because it's hiding that PIN number in plain sight. 7550 would have been her PIN number. Now, anybody else looking at this just sees a phone number. So see what you're hiding it in plain sight. So it's still there. They can still operate if they're getting on a little bit, but you have the ability to camouflage that person's PIN number, and I think that's a good idea as well. And just as we're going round, this is how, again, I've talked about the keychains. Now you might think, oh blimey, that's plastic. If I give that a good tug, that at some point is going to break, and that's a good idea, because if somebody's grabbed this purse and they're a very, very determined person, your loved one is going to be attached to the end of it. So at some point, yes, ladies and gentlemen, even the metal ones, it will give, and probably give at that point there, okay? They are ever so strong, but if I give that a massive tug, it will go. Okay, they get away with the purse. They're down the road, but at least the person, your loved one, has not been injured or dragged along or whatever. So, and these things cost less than £1 on any market, any high street you can get them, and you can get some more specialised ones if you needed to, and that as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, don't carry your whole life in the purse if it's going to go missing. Bare essentials only, especially if you're going into a large town or city or on a night out. And always a good idea to have contact numbers. I'm just going to go over that again. My mum never knew anybody called Anne. That number was completely fictitious, but what I did for at the end, 7550 was my mum's PIN number. And guess what? It's camouflaged within a load of telephone numbers. So on that, ladies and gents, I'm going to leave that one there. And hopefully you think that's a good idea and worth doing. And again, especially with the young ladies starting to go out with friends, sleepovers and so forth, always make sure they've got some bona fide taxi firm numbers with them and that as well. Ladies and gentlemen, also in my wife's purse, she carries, here is our house keys. Keep your car and your house keys separate, because if you lose one lot, you lose them both. Keys get very, very expensive, ladies and gentlemen. So as you see here, these are one of these little things. They normally have pictures of little doggies on and that type of stuff. You can get your fingernail in there, a little knife, open the actual pad up, and inside there, all I've done, and it says £20 reward for return, and obviously put your mobile number there. You're not giving too much away. There's a mobile number that an honest member of the public, if they're handed into security or shop staff, they can phone you. You get your keys back. If you need to give somebody 20 quid, you know, lovely jubbly, because I'll tell you what, I've got all the keys to my house in mine, back door, front door, and I tell you what, it's a nightmare and it costs a fortune to return. So you're just giving somebody the opportunity excuse me, to return your keys. There's something that needs to happen here. If you've got keys and they're in a bag, okay, there is no way at any time you want your name and address to be in that bag with them keys, because you can have your house burgled, and they can do that in quite short order and that as well, okay? So try and avoid having your name and address, you know, utility bills, anything like that in that with your keys. And again, just to show you what's what, these are actual my keys. And the one reason I like to see house keys kept apart from car keys, so you've got a big mass of keys, which a lot of people have. There's something you're not happy about. You're walking back to your house and then you're flipping with the keys and you can't find, you know. That's the outer door and that's the inner door for my wife to get in, okay. And if they're found, all it is there is a mobile number, so the person can return them, and if necessary, pick up 20 quid. So exactly the same with your car keys as well, and we know how much, if you lose your car keys, how much it can cost to replace them. And here we go, there's all my keys. I have mine colour coded. That's like front door, inner door, back door, outer back door, and then there's various keys there, but on the same there, all I'm giving there, again, any numbers you'll see here, I've just made them up, they're not my real numbers, and again, inside there, so a lot of people are honest, keys are no good to them, the address is not attached to them, so they'll either give them into a nick or security, they'll bell that number, you'll find out where your keys are and save yourself a fortune, and if you need to chip somebody 20 quid, it's all good, isn't it, ladies and gents? So that's a good way. House and car keys separate, and never have your name and address alongside any keys, either to your property. So on that, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully that's helped. There's a few good ideas there, again with the purses, the keys, and the attack alarm. But I will stress now, if you've got these alarms, you've got to have them in a very accessible place, and as I've done here, it's quite easy to do, ladies and gents. Move that stuff out. Just have them on the outside, either attached to a zipper pull there, and just something you can grab and pull. I won't do that now, because if you, like I do, listen to headphones, it'll deafen you. But the attack alarms anyway, I think they're an absolutely banging idea, but only good if they're on the outside and it is accessible. The moment anybody's got a problem, pull that down, it pulls that little spigot out, and again, to replace it, you just push it back in. And they can help, and they can give, they can be reassuring to know that they're there and that as well. So ladies and gents, on that, take care, and I hope that's, if this just helps one person, then it's been worth doing. But anyway, take care and be lucky, ladies.